Welcome to KILI Radio Storytelling Hour. Every Wednesday from 5 to 6, I bring you stories, news about the Lakota language, and announcements. And my name is Brian Charging Cloud. I'm your host. And I have my wife is here, and we have a guest, and they will introduce themselves. And before I turn it over to them, I want to say good evening to all you listeners out there. And it's very hot out there, and I know many of you are going back from work. Turn your air conditioning on and buckle up and drive slow. And we have a very nice, before I left school, they're getting ready for that back to school bash, but I'll get into that later on. I'm going to let my wife introduce herself and her guest too.
Good evening. Karen Mir. Statuki Uamukata. Yomi Akela Chiwahi. Ampetu Washte Okadum Hubi. Kitala Lilat Ajash. Henai Organizational Hub Tatokashin. Ale Gdaidukia Asnikiana Anohoptaya Kape.
Ampetu Washte Lakota Oyate Petra Imanchia Pie. I am glad to be here, and I wish good evening to everyone, and enjoy the storytelling.
Lila Wastelo, Anale Lakhotia Gunoski Glishnian Lakhoting. Tokshato Hanganik Tegonichako. Compared to Wakanki, he can eat this ledge. Nikule in Toi Takuku Awashni Charlie Chuck and Kapsa. They were used by Hill Washer Chun Latre. Like Ian Shala Utma Hitchat House now. Chuck, if you're listening, have a good evening. And Tom used to live in Manderson, but he moved up to Pine Ridge. So Tom, if you're on the road, I saw you at the school a few minutes ago, but you're probably on the road now. Have a good evening. And also Tim, I'm going to bring Tim up here someday because he really has a lot of good information. He's a hard worker and speaks fluent Lakota. In fact, he was. We have the assessment from the Ocheti Shakui, and he was the community male tester. So I want to say thank you to Tim. And also Toshka Dennis, if you're listening on the internet, he's back in Michigan. Good evening. And Paha too, Toshka Paha. No, Paha is babysitting this evening. He's probably busy running around, cleaning, cooking, and I don't know what else you do when you're babysitting. How old is she now? Charlotte. Hakoja Charlotte is only 2, I think. 1. Not even 2 yet. So that's a hard job. Really hard. I came through that many times, so I know. And what else did I forget? Oh, Tanashi, Billy. Billy, another than Nakahe Chilila, Statu Ashtemanshi, Yohayo. Ona Kele, Chala Tuska Hercules, Amakakina. Tuktek, Telawa Chipik Take, Ogalala, Nakuni, Bear Creek, Monthoak, Pahetia, Nahoak, Nashke, on a Nakuni, Tuktetuso, Aha. wagamizalk paikta wagamizalk pahecha Alan hechanako cha lehintagana Wednesday le wachi chashana ha iswachi yanklena le Wednesday chanwana wojarapske ha hihanek ha igluma akte wokik shweglebt ona Peter zapta ya akte hienich cha alehita awana lehan wojarani glusta hecha asnikyapo ketuk tekto wachi pikta cha wanin na komptayetu ukiapi le zitkala kile na ptapta la kiampi ocha na ku igluyapo get ready for September, October, and November. Only about 90 more days. Make sure you have a lot of propane and what else? Make sure you have a good strong battery in your car, a Delco battery. I have a Delco and it starts every morning. Maybe there's other good batteries, but make sure your car is tuned up and maybe make sure you have a good battery and it'll start every morning. Even though it's 10 below zero, it'll start. I know that. Okay. Wanietu igluya po. It's Lakota. It's a hetzigla. And le lilish beha William kam ha helvi chashak sapa wol nakam kan le na iwogalaka ta kuku wanale August kile ha le khota ta ka wasuthu wi ap ocha donna wash bi snihetse wana ha gnas champkhana saka nan checha
me awabelese kya me you have got translator
okay
cheers what the holy the lila basuhi has such a what I got counselor
Tanakule I was talking to some wise man over at Manderson at lunchtime and they were talking about picking cherries, digging timsila. And digging timsila was back in June, and picking cherries is in July. Cherries are ready to be ready around July, middle of July, last week in July. And what I heard there was that right now, this time that we're living in, everything seems to be. The world must have turned just a little bit because everything is about week to 2 weeks late, even timsila. Back maybe 20 years ago, timsila digging used to be first week in June, and choke cherry picking used to be middle of July. But now timsila digging, if you go out there and check them around 1st of June, they're not ready yet. So the world is, according to the wise men, those wise men I had lunch with, they said that this world is cleansing itself. And so things are different, a little different. You might see some really strong weather, like we had flooding, a lot of rain, things like that. So that I think that's true because I see that. And I went timsila digging with some the immersion students, and we only found one, and this was first week in July or last week in June. And right now between Wounded Knee and Manderson, if you look, those cherries are just now ready. Some of them are gone, like you said, but you can still go and pick cherries. And this is already middle of August. So the plums, I don't know. I don't think they grow anymore.
What till he took up
Oh, okay. So there's plums, and they're not even ready yet. They're still, according to Karen.
And he's our house now. Is hake o konga shiki he handi la.
Should be ready to. Yeah, but today one thing I noticed too is that maybe people out there listening, maybe you do go out there and pick cherries, you dig timsila, and maybe you're looking for plums, buffalo berries, what else? But I don't see much plums anymore. It seems like the last year, 2 years, maybe 3 years. And the choke cherries, usually people that pick them will do it for business. So I don't think that in the old days we do it for survival. It's part of the culture. It's the way of life, and it's part of getting ready for winter. But maybe it's different. That's different now. What do you think about that?
Kitala mish champa awatwe le sapsapi no bahawali lo ilwashte yukpampi nish kashkip na pusyap mish kitala hetala awatwe na hanako wagmiza.
Wagmiza, that's another one.
Wagmiza na Cheaka. Dako heta munge le hospital uchake le la kholiape hatash ohaketash naiska will we talk heta
lehan heta will we talk hata he traditional meal nganash na kunle traditional meal alkalunganash Indian tacos the hamburger naha fry bread that's hot sauce akashta the traditional meal tektelum balak
heli tala
so he sekta ka tona years he huna chacha 70s house let na he troka na traditional meal kilele na chacha le wagamisa na wastunkala wagamu henako wagamu Tony lehan wagamu jishna chacha.
Wajurash atashi yashin.
Oh. Ne trosh lehan let takul no phetkhum chim hantanas lehan nakul washityak farmers market app. Hele trosle taschok bakta. Hecha taschok bag he Gordon, Nebraska. Hoch is nakun kam de luza hekta. Tuktel na kuma balak farmers market app. Tahille hanta wagamul no khat. Misle in chaka lana slowash lehan chaka kilenana ku le vanaska wazia Pine Ridge heta itoka gata kya vanaseli khanan cheche manya lagla.
Ata hani heta magaisa ta still had two gainers.
It's a chance na lina we chota I chumpil. Khosh unyanke kile wana wanito tohawi wanikile chaka unha na wagamisa loha na timsila loha na chumpha loha wagamu etagani lohashnis lecha. Hukhinka.
Tasagi waganake. Na ku khanta ya.
Na khanta khota saga ganake. Cha iha unha. Chana hetchna lehan isha tuktek to le anov to nakamana echanam na cheche. So this time of the year we already have like the choke cherries. And they're already been pounded and dried and put into jars or sacks.
And good papa.
And papa. That's another one. Yeah. Dried meat. So here, dry meat, wild plums, wagamunhe is in squash, champha is choke cherries, timsla is wild turnips, wagamiza is corn, and chaka is the tea. Chaka she said I had not that one to the one bloquette one to it Letan a bit to Venice Okonu Power and up to it come to catch. Letan we want Venice Inupa Wikil a bit to Ake Nupa Yam and hit to Tetus letter one up to it come Go ahead. So those of you that are cannot understand the Lakota language, we have been talking about foods that we used to gather about this time of the year to get ready for the winter months. And the foods are the dry meat, the wild plums, choke cherries, dried squash, the wild turnips, and corn, wagamiza. And then we have wild tea too. We call it chaka. So those, right now, at this time, those should have been all ready for winter. And and today, like it's 90 degrees, so these are all, you can put them outside and they will all dry. See, and then you can put them into containers. And I know a lot of people are doing this and to get ready for winter. But I hope winter don't come till December. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, Karen is she likes to talk weather. She says maybe winter will be here soon, so get ready. Okay, and today we before we bring you the story at the school, I think all the schools right now the staff are back. They're cleaning up their classrooms, getting ready, and then they talk about everything from lesson plans to and then they have to have some information on sometimes we get information on alcohol, drugs, we respect, family parenting, school and parent relationship, and helping our children, getting them ready for school. And today, I wrote some things down here that really came up this morning in our discussions. And one of them is, the first one that I wrote down was attendance. Attendance is very important. It's in the like the school I work with, Chungpeopi, they have and that comes from the tribe too. They have policies. They have we call them wopre. The children, they have to attend so many days of school. And I think for us it's 10 days, and I think that's all over. You cannot miss more than 10 days. And long time ago, seems like when I was going to school, you don't find many students that miss more than 10 days. And you have a lot of students that actually attend school every day. But today it seems like attendance is a big problem. Why is that? I don't know. Okay, and then the other one is respect. And maybe respect also ties in with that attendance. And then the other one is another one that came up that didn't come up last year or a year before, and that's if you want to play sports. This is our school is K8, so if you want to play sports, then on this reservation we have the Bigfoot Conference, and they have those are rules that when you play football, someone's going to win that championship. If you play basketball, somebody's going to win the championship. In order to get there, the players have to be eligible. In other words, they have to be in good standing so that attendance comes in there and their grades come in there. When those grades, and then that respect goes in there too. So it's really important that we really support our children, especially when they go to school. Like we used to have, Karen and I, we don't have the school children now, but we have a Thakoja that's going to school. In fact, he rode the bus this morning, Thakoja Breland. But we had some boys that went to Red Cloud. They used to leave at 6:30. That bus leaves at 6:30, so they have to be up at 6. They have to be ready to go and be on the road at 6:30. And they have to keep their grades up. They have to go to school every day.
Have to mind their behavior.
Yes. Yep. And have that respect.
Do their work.
Do their work, yeah. And then nobody's really, maybe there's some, that word perfect. Nobody's perfect out there. Like we have a younger one that's not, likes to walk the other road, the black road. And I always mention this road, the circle. The red road is the good road. When you walk that road, good things will happen. When you walk that black road, then bad things will happen. Yep. Okay. So those are really important, I think, that attendance, respect follows that. And then I know, like, we all like basketball. We all like to see our kids get, be the best. And in order to get their grades and attendance is very important. And then the parents too. And also the community. Like, I know all the schools, they want to work with the community. And they all want to be really close with the parents. So support your children, make sure they go to school every day. And a long time ago, like that was mentioned today too, I was speaking with a wise man. A long time ago, of course, things are different today, but a long time ago, we don't wear Nike shoes or Reebok shoes, or we don't wear what's the best shirt or the pants. A long time ago, we just wear Wranglers and canvas top shoes. But it's different then. But today maybe we got caught up in this circle of what is it, business? What is it too? We make other people richer because we want to buy that $80 pair of shoes or that $20 pair of pants. So it's a vicious cycle. Wise.
For me, from personal experience with my 3 sons, as a parent, when they were in grade school, I went to all their every meeting that the school scheduled, not just parent conference, but to every meetings, and I kept track of the boys, how they're doing, their progress or whatever reports. I look at whatever work they bring home, I look at them, and then if they have homework, I sit with them and I make sure they do them. I help them. I don't do it for them, but I give them ideas, help them, encourage them to complete. Because when you do that, and then at times I go to the school to see how they're doing, to do their work or to go watch their behavior and stuff. And then I look at their work, and if I see something there, they're happy. That makes them happy because that I showed interest, and then it seems that they worked harder. So it's important to stay on top of their work, look at them, compliment them, thank them, show interest. That's all it takes, because if they know you care, then they will care.
Yep. The other thing that came up was this attendance. A long time ago, when I was growing up, my mother raised me. So she goes to town on certain days of the month, and that still goes on. We call it the first of the month. So back then, she never checks me out. She just goes to town and comes back.
Picks out your clothes.
Brings me whatever
fits.
Whatever I need.
Okay.
And then, but today, like you go to town on the first, you'll stop at the school and check out Nick.
Yeah.
And then you might check him out at 1 o'clock.
No, before that, he'll probably be all restless.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple days
so
before.
So he may not even go to school.
Yeah, he'll be all restless, so he's not going to pay attention.
Yeah.
And then on that day, even if he went to school,
we'll be waiting for you.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't pay attention. He wouldn't do his work.
Yeah. It affects them.
So then that day will be counted as if he checks out before. I think it's 10 o'clock. On some schools, it's 2 o'clock. But if they check out before that hour, then that's counted as absent, unexcused absent.
Yeah.
So that can happen too. And so I think it's good to go every day, and you really don't need to go to town. It's always they won't go away.
I had another experience with a parent. One time it was first of the month, and she gets assistance. Here on that day, while other students go get their checks and went to town and were absent from class, and here this parent stayed, and she said, "This is more important to me. Tomorrow I can go town.
Yeah.
I can wait."
Yep. It's we have a lot of those early checkouts, and that really affects the student, and it also causes friction between the teacher or the school and the parents, and they're not working together, and sometimes it's really hard to for them to come to the school, even on parent-teacher conferences. Now you and I go to a parent-teacher conference, but in working in the school, I noticed the same parents will come every parent-teacher conference. Now I was working up in Lakota. Only 6 of them come to the class that I work in, and those 6 parents, one of them was on the school board, and one of them was a bus driver, one was a teacher, so they're all there. One was a cook, and only one parent that lives in the district came. Only 6, that's all. So it's good to be part of the school, and it's good to go to the school and find out what's going on. What are they teaching? What are they doing? And then make sure you go in there and say, why did he get that B? Why did he get that C? How is he doing? Can he read? If he's 3rd grader, can he read 3rd grade level, or can he read 8th grade level, like that? Can he add 2 and 2 together, like this? And be interested or be part of it. Because today, education will open doors for you. It's very important. We have the Lakota College right here on the reservation. There's 11 centers, one in Maniluza, one off the reservation too, in Wakpasht, Eagle Butte. So they're all over the place. And sometimes, like, if you go to a school in, say, Black Hills, I'm not saying nothing bad against Black Hills State University, but when you go there and sign up, you have to pay it right there. They want to know how you're going to pay it right away. Those are the kind of things that can keep you from going to higher education too. But today, anybody can go to college. Anybody. All you got to do is have that determination. And today we have students from reservations that are playing, that are like at the Lakota Nation powwow. I said powwow, I always say Wachipi. Wachipi, Lakota Nation Wachipi. We have doctors, PhDs. So now we're Lakota students are going all the way up there. Not only PhDs, we have athletes that are playing colleges, basketball, football, track. So we're really up with the world now. So you are listening to KILI Radio 90.1 from the Butte, Porcupine Butte, 88.7 in Rapid City, KILIRadio.org on the internet all over the world. I'm sure that when Petra said somebody might be listening in Czech Republic and said, yeah, that's Petra. Right now it's probably 1 o'clock in the morning over there. Yeah. So you are listening to KILI Radio. And right now we have, before we get into that, another thing that came up was someone asked me about the Lakota language during that meeting. And then in English he said, so are we still just teaching words? Wichasha, Wia, Mini, like that. So I didn't know what to say first, but I don't think we're doing that today. We do that just like this. These immersion schools on this reservation. There's 2 that I know of, immersion schools, and the words, the teaching words was done when I have experience. I've seen it. I did it. We have 3-year-olds right here in Pine Center, down here at Head Start. I worked with some students down there that know the words, they know the colors, they know their numbers. So when someone asks me something like this, then maybe that's out there they think that we still do that, and that is why nobody's speaking Lakota. So I said, well, we're doing the best we can right now, teaching the Lakota language with the latest methodologies that we see all over the world. It's immersion. And what do we do in immersion? What can we do so that it can be very effective? Like that. And right now, it can be done. Look at Petra. She can say like that. And pretty soon she'll tie in some other words. And some days she can say thoughts instead of words. So I thought I'd just throw in there. And I know all the teachers out there, all over the schools, whether it's in Standing Rock, Cheyenne River, Rosebud, Pine Ridge, Rapid City, they're all doing their best they can to make a Lakota speaker. And I have yet to see one. So let's just keep working at it. And I know there's some out there too, some children that can speak Lakota. but I'd like to sit down and talk to one. It might be Braylon, I don't know. Okay, we have a Lakota. We brought a story this evening, and it's called Mini Water in English language. But before we do that, we only have like a few minutes. But the one that I wanted to read here is it's called the Lakota language, and this is a short one, and then we'll do that other one. Every Lakota boy or girl, man or woman, should know something about his own language. Every time you say a Lakota word, it should be thrilling to remember that very word was used thousands of years ago here in the United States. For that reason, even if you know only a few words, it should be comforting to know that you are carrying on a spoken tradition that has existed no one knows how many years. If you can already speak the Lakota language, that is all the better, because you will have even a greater thrill in knowing that you are carrying on this tremendous tradition. And it should also make you even prouder of yourself. If you speak the language, you will also be able to help those who either do not speak it or who speak only a few words. Once in a while, you will find a younger Lakota here and there who seems bashful about using the language. If you know the Lakota language, you should not be bashful about this at all. Be proud of it, because there are very few people in the United States who can speak two languages. To be able to speak two languages is a great privilege. And this comes from The Modern Indian Psychology by John F. Bird. 자, 또 도나 Lakota 벤나 야기 xiapo. Lakota pikile hoch nach onchimpi, hoch on speech chap. Le Lakota pikile hani wichoya kwa le te oyate api, oyong kupi kapi. Toha ihani ktuinislish. Ta iapi kele hechang lahan toha okihika eri lagun kicha. Avechita. Okay, the story is water.
Ale story ki blawakte washichuya. Water eva. When the moon of geese shedding the feathers came, us kids went up to Grandpa's house to see if there was going to be a full moon story. We knew summer was almost over, and we also knew that school would soon be starting. It seemed as though the summer had flown away like Grandpa's story of the big whirlwind. It was here, and then it was gone. The days were still warm. We spent a lot of time swimming in the river and playing like we were still living wild and free. We didn't know exactly how life had been when our people lived in teepees and followed the buffalo, but I guess Grandpa had given us enough information in his stories to give us a pretty good idea. Anyway, Grandpa was out by the old makeshift corral where he kept big work horses that pulled his wagon. The horses nickered a greeting to us as we walked up, and Grandpa laughed and told us that they were happy to see us, as he was. After he finished feeding and watering the horses, we all walked back to the house with him. Inside, we found Grandma patching a quilt. She finished her task and then told us to sit down while she fixed something for everyone to eat. While she cooked, she got after us for swimming so much. She said we were going to get scales like the fishes. Grandpa always laughed when she got after us. After we ate a good supper of Indian stew, cornbread, and beans, we sat down in a circle on the floor and waited for Grandpa to come in and tell us our full moon story. He arrived carrying the pan with the smoldering cedar in it. The smoke trailed up and back over his shoulder as he walked. After he smudged us off with the cedar smoke, he took down his hat from the wall and laid it on the bed. Then he sat down and began the full moon story about water. One time there was a young man named Bluebird who liked to go over and visit the other boys in another camp that was close to our people's camp. The other camp was a band of Shayelas, and there was a pretty girl there named Little Star who was a sister to the boys. She was very pretty, and our young man was really going over to see her. He was just pretending to go see her brothers. Anyway, one time when Bluebird was over there visiting and pretending, a big storm came up from the direction where the sun goes down. The thunder beings were big and black, and there was thunder and lightning and plenty of rain. Good rain to give life to all things that grow and make the grass deep and green for the buffalo and for our horses. Bluebird had his 3 horses tied to a tether rope between 2 trees. When one of the big clouds spoke loud with thunder and lightning, 2 of the horses broke away. Bluebird ran to his camp when the storm came. He got to his teepee just as the 2 horses broke away, jumping and snorting and blowing wind. They ran right through the Shayela camp and up the river toward the storm and in the rain. Well, Bluebird knew he had to catch them right away. They were fine ponies, and anyone who have been glad to catch them and claim them for their own. He mounted the only pony left and made chase after them. He caught one of the ponies right away by the river. Little Star, the girl Bluebird liked so much, was right there where he caught the first pony. She had just drawn some water from the river and was standing in the willows behind, watching him. Bluebird wanted to stop and talk to her because it was the first time they had ever been alone. But the other pony was still gone and he had to catch it. So he handed the rope from the first pony he caught to Little Star and asked her to hold it until he got back. Away up the river he went, chasing the last pony. It was a long time before he caught him, and the sun was going down and saying hello to the evening star before he started back to the willows where Little Star had been. He thought she would be gone since it had been so long. He thought she would just tie up the pony to a willow and go on home. When Bluebird rode around the bend in the river into the willow thicket, Little Star was standing there, in the same spot, still holding the rope. The thunder beings had been good to Bluebird this day. Grandpa laughed and we all laughed. It had been a good story and everyone liked it. Grandpa said that the water is the blood of our Mother Earth. The rain washes the air and the streams wash the earth. Without water, nothing could grow, and without water, we are nothing. It is good to say thank you for all the clean water that the creation has provided for us, for no life can exist without water. Grandma passed out leftover cornbread and dippers of clean, cold water to us kids. It sure tasted good. And the earth stayed young. This story is from a book called The Indian Way by Gary McLean.
Още после миникиле ваничанта ини пусахте несумена накун нигелихпай. Выноснули трошечумсле Кэрндела магажу аштылак. Наме магажу чан хане акхенжа ке хапса хепреса. Rain go away. Так way пресак хайч.
Лале аглутрак.
Чале ваглутрак чактына. without water, nothing could grow, and without water, we are nothing. It is good to say thank you for all the clean water that the creation has provided for us, for no life can exist without water. And that's true. That's really true. And so a lot of times we take water for granted because we know it's going to be there. When you turn that faucet on, the water comes out. Someday when there's no water, when you turn that thing on, there's no water. And you have nothing stored away, then what are you going to do?
Ho ash ogaka chinsne na trusle vichach pitik alagale sunkaka nan tibeloku ikamcha ne chatog wanchang ikeas nogalak. Na koshkalaka kilecha wangis khayas na hechas es nogalak. Watohan toki hetka yechchahan toki magaju khate. Ona shwan khanke chwa shwan khangle na wakian ke dila hot khanka hot khum shwan khankle ne English buna yakya. Nji oispe. Tamanata akinch in mahna kwaye chach janhel koshkala kanle kala chikala. Ile tuktel min hel of ham in yangla chan utachbi chikala. Hel naji. Wangi hein taktoch dat khanshn tatse hits in shwank akanke kila oispa najio. Lena chak waktele ona nuni piki toa I chacha na yewi chayhat hechas ikchan chich. Tata kwaye chayna hechwa toki wakiang lena ta khukhukhigani na makhaju na chicha. Kwaye chayna oichaisp. Na wana toki gu na toki ya kile treha. Chatuhuni koshkalaka kile hel najihing taka chinshni na chicha. Hel kihun yung khanle vichach bitik alagle hech na shwan khan uispesho hech na hel yohanas. Tali like sintkala tholi la yokpi ata han chagle hich in woki ake man chagna. Hech as vichoya ke kile na shwan khan kile na uichaglispe. Na minikile hechas oglake toki le magaju kile un shwan khan na phana na kwe koshkala ta kile Chuhan wanke. Acha uhaka ple tokashi tukile toki nach unna le minikile uwichake minikile minichola tuini ni okis ni loe. Minikile untaku ichagloe. Achense ahe uyake ki Lakota yake lobalake. Chatona nagufta nakam henna mini Latkam hantabanas na pilamaya loyapo. Wahe. Ayana le wapre ke shakpe. Ta KILI radio ke le tholila wopila talking na thuska herkalis ka enaka na kun le Karen hikile lila pilamaya. Ugana kinin pa uktan chit. Ugana na Iglonice, ha tak to khala kis. Ana kole Petra. Petra isla na petu vakanke kigenikta. Minanza klaka takia kinkta. She will be flying over the Atlantic Ocean. Oh, yeah, Atlantic. And so we wish her a very safe trip, and this is the second year in a row that she came to during the Oglala Nation Achipi, and she really likes the Lakota culture, and that's good. So we'll just let her say
Doksha Ke or whatever she wants to say.
Okay, so thank you, Brian, for everything. And I'm very glad I've been here, and I met some nice people as well, and I had a nice time with Lexi, Brian, and Karen as well, and I hope I will be able to come back next year.
Okay,
So, Doksha Ke.
Doksha Ke Washtelo. So I'll turn it over to Toshkahurk.